Sistas in Arts, brought to you by Queendom Media. This is a platform for beautiful women, powerful, gorgeous. They are everything in this sector. Yadi Artsy, and this is your host, Ivan Diso, but I'm not alone, hey? I'm with my friend over here.
I don't know whether she has done the introduction or not, because, yeah, you know what? I go by the name of Uzen Tusi.
And you know what, today, my friend, I want to say it in Sesotho. That is lucky to hear this. Am I right?
Okay, since when does Sotho and Africans go together now?
Africa, we speak all the 11
All right. My Africans, make sure when you follow us on our social media platforms. We are Queendom Media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Comment, engage with us. I guess she's a boss ladies.
Yes, you know.
Yes.
This boss ladies, can you see them?
Yes.
Ladies, welcome to the show. And
thank you.
Yeah. On point, right? So then, you know, last time we had the ladies, right?
Yes.
And we're talking about so many challenges that are happening in our sector, especially the arts.
Yeah.
And I remember we spoke about the copywriting, we spoke about the marketing, and what else did we speak about?
PR.
And then we also spoke about the gender-based violence in the sector. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the interesting one was who gets hired more in the industry?
Yellow bones.
Yellow bones tour. I cash asazi if maybe we deserve the job or maybe it's because it's yellow and it's hairy.
Are you yellow for real? Are you yellow for real? Because I don't know. Guys, I am brown and beautiful, and Queendom Media, thank you so much for hiring me, because Baba Mbona have hired because I get yellow, but who's here? So ladies, welcome. I just want to introduce you because everybody's like wondering, who is this beautiful one here? So, ladies and gents, I'm going to start with the lady sitting right here next to me. Her name is Fezile Nkubane, and she is a motivational speaker and also an activist within the arts.
Yes, definitely.
Thank
Thank you very much.
And then the next one, we've got Ntombi Zotwa Mahlangu, and she's also an author and also an arts practitioner, if I'm mistaken.
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
My mama. And then we also have Yvonne Ntomi. She is an arts practitioner and also representing SIPSA, right?
Yes, madam.
I care. And as Peleli love, you know what? But if you cannot be here, but it is the digital world. And we've got the ladies online as well. We've got Sitagele Nkosi, who's the radio host on TUT FM online. Sitagele, greet everybody at home. Sitagele, can you hear me? Yes. Yes. And we've got the next one, Lana Usisi. Hey, voice and she was here last time. Hey, but Uchi Kuliso art, I forgot. You understand? Yeah, the king of quiet, Kuliso art, and she goes by the name of Nesta.
Nasty, all the way from the city of M. How are you, darling?
I'm good on you, my good people, lovely ladies. Happy Women's Day. And happy Mother's Day.
I want a difference from me.
Yeah, and then we've got the next one, Khalil. You know, it's very important to call people's name right. If I make a mistake, please forgive me. It's Khalil Zang Hoffman. Halal Zang. I'm Zulu, guys. Please forgive me. Hoffman. And then she's an actress and a producer.
Welcome to the show.
The guy.
Today
no energy, so since you catch up.
Today we want to focus more onto solutions.
Yes.
You know, because it's very important that as much as we're talking the problem, how do we get the solution?
Yes. Yeah.
And just to break the ice, you know, I want us to really think about this. Is it important that we as women, we should be working instead of just sitting at home?
Yeah. And you know what, as the Bible said, to Adam. Some women believe in it. It's 50-50. We're going to be discussing all of it namhlanje.
It's important that as women we should be
if Kim na offering
No, but is it happening? Like, is it really, really happening?
Well,
Yeah.
what do you think?
So now you know it's important for us to do
Look, I think there are two gestures to it. The thing, I mean, times have changed and we can't run away from that.
Yeah.
You know, look, there were times when Gampela, mama will be mama and take care of the kids. And look, being a mom is a hard work. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's challenging. And Ubaba would go out there and work for umama nenganzaki. But times have changed. Like if you look at now, I mean, abuse. Like for instance, in terms of abuse comes a long way. But one of our biggest crises in the country or even in the world is because women don't have the things that they have. So women need to be empowered. It's okay for you to fight and want to do the things that you want to do for yourself and for your children. Your man needs to be a backup. Vela, we need them as backup. You know?
Backup.
Backup, not the head.
Backup. I'm not just talking about a backup. I'm talking about a serious backup. Mama is supposed to be there and make the house warm. But unfortunately, times have changed. So yes, I'm up for women doing things for themselves. Why not?
Yeah.
Hey, don't backup, not the head.
Not the head. Go brown.
But I mean, ladies, let's just face reality. You know, this thing of gender equality is still a problem, especially within the corporate sector as well as our sector as us practitioners. I mean, what do you have to say about that? Because we realize that some of the main positions are still dominated by men, not us women.
You know what? I'll tell you. That's very true. It's going to sound like I'm bombarding women, but I'm really not. You know, the world will be a better place if us as women stood together and fight the battle of being a woman. You know, so more often than not, we let each other down. Yes. That's one of the biggest challenges because you know what? If you look at the game of struggle, women stood together. You understand? Oh, mama will go out by a machine. They will leave children. You know, if we as women could do that, but no, it's about no.
But why do you think we're doing that? Because, you know, there's someone listening at home. And at times, we can't really see when we're also a problem. You know, you think you're all good. You think you're all good. You think you're doing things right. But only to realize that you don't want your friend to progress. You don't want your sister to progress. And at times, it's not like because you can see it, you can realize it. No, sometimes these things, they happen subconsciously so. But then what do you think are the factors that actually contributes to that? That we don't want to crown each other as women.
I think I like that. I'll go a little bit onto the psychological side. You know, I was listening to radio this morning, and one of the pastors said was, you know, people that judge you, more often than not, nabubane problem themselves. So you look at this woman, she's all dressed up, she's on heels, she looks okay, and you're thinking, why am sis ganti yena self problem yakhe? So those are one of the psychological problems. And Mina, as a speaker, as a motivational speaker as well, and an activist, those are one of the problems I'd like to bring out as well. But you know what? You should be able to speak about these things and let them be identified. I know I could identify with me because people will see you all dressed up and say, oh, Mushenjo, right? And there's so much that you're going through. Okay. You know, sometimes it's your relationship, sometimes it's family, and problems that are transited coming from home are the worst. You know, because they can either break or make you. So I think I'm answering your question there.
I want to engage Unesta here. I mean, she has been in the industry for quite a long time. It's been decades now. And, you know, she has worked from 999. We have known her. She's been doing a lot. And she is still working even harder. And she's working for this big broadcaster in our country. And at that woman, whenever she expresses herself, I feel like, am I in church? Oh, so Nesta, do you think really, is it about making sense or is it about you really twanging so that you can be accepted in this industry?
Eva, you know, the way you topic is failing, but as a topic, different topics, you wish out for Pakatamo studio. Because of connection, when I eat bet, you know, we can talk about that English, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Now I'm going to talk about me. You know, how you give an example, I talk about me. Firstly, we are different. If we can understand what the we are not the same. We are different. And then accept and understand what I am very loud, I am very crazy, I am very energetic, and I'm not going to be apologetic about that.
Yeah.
Where I give it a moment, where I give it a moment, coconut, but when I give away now, okay, born. Now I keep it like in next time. This is me. You don't want the way keep one that. And has it yeah, the way I want to she got things. When you know what I get some right on come and me abona. You are you making sense? In fact,
Yeah, yeah.
Why you send so
Yeah, right here.
I got not the same. And that what about Masadi, because of you're not the same. When confidence on the reason how you are created when overconfident. Would you want to be sorry? Help us what you have. She doesn't have. Okay, how she be maybe tell her how to do it as CV. Like that. Step by step, okay, okay, give me some how she be the king of we look so confident. I said that I have Harry but that thing when I go and we're not we're not working a makeup, I can I can see lipstick or white we should be reciting level and then no. Why we touch it so? Maybe her understand no, don't it has watching now. What is we are powerful and this thing put her down syndrome. Why want to
Yeah.
so Hargatala Rabata problem yamucho. Rebellion reflects different for different reasons. Ribasali, we are not the same Harikali for different reasons. Now, why are you still Ulamoso? Shame, Unchebe, you know why? Because of and how much we like your spirit. Marijuana ugaita so lad marijuana ugaita jangan hai ma tawli riat hiniki mugel ka pwede smart so ona tawli bona second na fast ere hagan pala no so nganya uri wikinya ube old boy bana chajo ska bata no le mubon azali aidinya dola ka tawli we don't do that. Rebellion nobody against a different different to help each other. Back in the stuff, still crazy, out, energetic. I am doing something. Around molestation. I can go, but keep it in. So that
I chose Nestam to answer this one because I have seen Nestam doing great works. And the other thing is, I don't want us to look down or to really criticize much the ladies that have gone to the matricial schools and they are twanging. There are people by Lunguraba twanger and they make sense. Unfortunately, there are those ganda heads, but they can twang, But now, entering into business, I want to find out from the ladies, especially Khawkhelo, how important is self-development? And when you talk about self-development and you want to actually become an entrepreneur, because I really want to call them entrepreneurs, not entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is so overrated. So if you want to become a female entrepreneur, how important is self-development? And in terms of self-development, what is it that we need to look into so that whatever confidence, low self-esteem, and you're not intimidated by anyone?
Ke gala le tsa ngwana ka Bosman ke tsama ka Pastor mo Gauteng mo ke tshwana le lona botle re tlo phana botho re tlo bona re pila re fella kae. Unfortunately for me, I have the best of both worlds. I'm privileged to be very well spoken, and I've been listening to you guys speak so highly of women, and I command that because it's very rare to be in a space where women want to build each other.
Yeah.
You know, people that inspired me, you know, Nesta, you genuinely like one of the people whereby somebody looks and they're like, because of you, I want to be on TV. And I live with mama, and give whatever pitting. But when you get here, unfortunately, no one prepares you for the aftermath of the sacrifices you might be expected to make and the consequences of this industry. I think first and foremost, Nesta as bad for so for me, I don't think I'm as confident as people think I am. That I put in a lot of work. Yeah. So I believe in craft, you know. I spend a lot of time doing workshops, voice work, some dance classes, whatever it is I need to do to make sure that I'm a better actor. People are different, you know. Yeah. It's very difficult because I'm in a very competitive industry where a lot of people get casted on the couch. You know, we all know what couch casting is. I know Instagram is Slay Queen. So competition, because I look at myself and I have 2 degrees in acting and I have to compete with somebody who genuinely just shows up and has their phone in front of them the whole time with Snapchat, and you're like, okay, Pila, this is not what I think it is. It gets more difficult when you start working with men. And this is definitely not what you think it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And especially if you're not strong, especially if I'm a backbone, especially if the older women don't even want to give you the time of day to help you, to guide you, to advise you. I will see in the black. I was facing
Ngiyaphila Tali.
usisifezi bayakhuluma ngayo le ndaba ukuthi abantu besifazana asimi sonke, you know. And it's very, very tough in this industry because we're sharp. What is the curriculum to where we're going? How do we get there? So everybody has different ways of going about to get to their career paths, you know? So I don't know what the suggestion would be. You know, I'm not very good at public speaking.
We've touched on unity. We've touched on inner work.
Yeah.
I just want to involve Usitagle Nkosi as the radio host. They speak to a lot of people every day, different people. Omunye uzongena shout, omunye uzongena, you understand? Just dealing with that. So this point, yonke ibuela to the inner work. I just want to ask Usitagle Nkosi, what do you think for a woman maybe every day who's going through something? Because abuse is again, there's emotional abuse. Ayikho into that kills somebody than an emotional abuse. Ayi wena ufuna uba imodel so.
Yes.
Those things that will destroy your confidence, will destroy your inner peace and everything, and then uzibona next. So Sithakele Nkosi, how would you advise women especially?
Engakusho mina njengoba usho it's good ukuthi lo mbuzo ubhekise kumina because uma sikhange emotional abuse it's something ngathi uku-experience and ayikho mnandi ngempela, and it's not even ukuthi umuntu uzovela athi kunje. Khona into ngithintile ukuthi it's about the outer look, ukuba yellow bone. It has nothing to do with that. Ungaba muhle ngaphandle, but if you don't believe it inside vele nje kuba yinkinga. So yes, you have to have self-acceptance when and we believe that, because it's one thing in front of a mirror and say, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I can do this. You really have to believe you. So I think you're into ebalekile leyo ukuthi njengabantu besifazane sikwazi ukuthi sisho to ourselves ukuthi lento lena ngiyayikholwa ukuze ngikwazi ukuqhubekela phambili, because sibhekana nezinto eziningi ngempela, and having to work a host yenu ukhuluma ukuthi usebenza nabantu abahlukile enye into nayo leyo. And I think for mina ngumuntu obefanele asebenze ne self esteem yakhe kakhulu. Abantu behlala bangitshela bathi umuhle kangaka. I don't like angithandi ukuthi ngizithole ngisendaweni egcwele noma nginabantu, so I had to work on that ukuthi ngikwazi ukubheka abantu, ukuface abantu, ngikwazi futhi ukuthi abantu mabangena into the studio not feel intimidated, because at times abantu bayangena e-studio and you're like, yo, hey, lo sisi le awusakwazi no host show usubheke lo sisi lona, because it's that thing in internalizing misogyny yokuzonda thina njengabantu besifazane ukuthi uyazibheka bese uqala ukuzicompare nabanye abantu besifazane. So ngiyacabanga ukuthi ngiyakuphendula siswami uma ngithi into ebaluleke kakhulu ukuthi wena kumele ngaphakathi ube ne self acceptance ukholwe, and let's not be hard on ourselves. I think this is another thing, you know. Ukuthi sithanda ezela kakhulu. There are days where it's not going to work out, you're going to break down. Uthi uyazama ukuziqinisa kungenzeki. Don't be too hard on yourself.
But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching, we do have the live audience right here, and I am so sure that they have been listening attentively and would like to ask our guests some questions. So we're going to give them that opportunity so that at least they want to, and it's not really have to be a question, all right? It can be a recommendation, it can be a command, because I know some of you guys are into business, you are very much experienced. It's not only that you want to be into business or because you are young. They say they always, the young also teaches the old, and they also learn from the old. But you don't have So is there any question coming from the platform, please? There you go.
Sanbanani igama lami Asemahle Itumeleng Kimi.
Hi Asemahle.
So ndiyaniva nithetha about women and abomama, single mothers and stuff, but aneka relating more into youth. As Tina youth, we experience emotional blackmail every day. Our parents are not supportive the way they have to be supportive, Guti, and we also have a pressure yoba. You can't be this young and you're not doing anything with your life. Where also abantu abayaz ba background EP, why silapa, why we are still sitting here listening to abantu abas motivate you every day. It's because we're still learning. And I just want to ask, especially to our motivational speaker of today, Guti, how do we deal with parents who are very, I can say, who emotionally blackmail us like almost every day? Like ababoni, like they do see Uguti, okay, we do have the potential, but they don't support us. We don't get enough support as we're supposed to get. And isn't as how do we respond to them? How do we communicate with them? How do we make them understand where we want to be in life? Because it seems like everything about Bona is just being done with school and just getting a work, be out there. And Tina, we want to go where we want to be.
Don't even try to disrespect your mom. So basically, I just wanted to check if you can legally register your own business.
Yes,
so you can.
that was great.
Ne? So I know the question was going to her, but she can also add on what I was about to say. Because what you experience is exactly what I've experienced. With my art and the business, everything. Do you know, I literally had to stop with the creative and just go to work. And then it's when I had moved out of their shelter, when I was now living with my sister, now because my sister is my sister. Girl, no, how to blame. So that's then that I had to now go fully to what I do. So what I'm gonna, I personally have programs for Northwest, so I'm a bit far, but I'm a phone call away. So find people like us who has programs for youth. Ne? Find a mentor, find somebody who can be a mediator between you and your mom. Ne? That person about your little refuge, you know, when you cannot speak some things to your mom, you can speak to them. It's very difficult for our parents to understand the things that we want to do. Like I said, we are still in a progress of so this thing is similar like no. So you are our next generation. So find our generation who can be your mentor. And then make a presentation. Look if you have a computer at home, you can put it on your computer. Give that person a presentation or go online. Find organizations. My son just turned 18. He just registered his business. You know why? Because I know what I went through as a young person, so I didn't want my son to go through the same thing. He said, Mama, let's talk about the business. I said, okay, let's see what you can do. So, but I didn't get that. It's something I had built. So what you're going through is going to teach you to be where the person, like, it's not my problem, it's yours. You go through those stages. They are learning curves of your life. those lack of emotional support teaches you to be strong. With if you will get everything in the platter, sweetheart, you will not be able, in like 5 years from now, you won't be able to do anything for yourself, only one, because you've been getting everything. Do you understand? So do not, when she says that, you cannot go there, say, Mama, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to disrespect. Like, speak to her, but in the most respectful way. Cry if you have to cry. It works.
I'm thinking, oh God, what am I going to say to the child?
You're 20, babes. It's part of the struggle at your age. But I think, Mina, as one of the school governing bodies nationally, because of the experiences that I went through, I'm speaking to you now, I figured one of the things that I also want to do is, with this position that I've been given, unfortunately I was kholeli, but I'll fight for that, is try and profile what are the problems that ingane go through at home that break children. So you'll use my numbers, they'll give you my numbers. And in the emotional blackmail is when people use their emotional problems and make them look like yours. You know, now at your age, it takes someone who's going to speak to you on a one-on-one and say, like, for instance, if you're going to tell me, okay, when's 1, 2, 3, and then I hear your response, and then I help you to analyze, but now the painful part is, how do you deal with this problem, your emotional blackmail on a daily basis? You know, so at your age, look, mama, but I was speaking to one politician who came to me, and then he said to me, you know, I'm here where I am today because I had to be arrogant at some point. You know, so there is a time where you need to stop listening to what people are saying and do things for you. You know, so yes, you find Mutu screaming and shouting out to Mutu, now I'm taking out my true colors. Sometimes you need that. We are doing a lot. I mean, sometimes I do that and I start splashing out and saying things. And yes, in most cases, I'll backslash and say things that you are trying to say to me, but then I change them and make them and direct them to you. But we'll speak about that on a one-to-one. I'm sure we can work something out.
Well, that's so beautiful. I mean, personally, I always had a fight with my dad. He wanted me to be a social worker. What kind of social worker? What am I going to do as a social worker? He wanted me to be a nurse. Like, for real, you understand? But then also, it's about understanding our parents. Because I know before he passed on, I sat down with my dad. And I asked him, Daddy, but not when after we fought. Okay, whenever he's happy, then that's when I sat him down. And I said, tell me about your childhood. What are the things that you really liked? You know, what are the things that you wanted to do that your dad didn't want you to do? And when your dad didn't want you to do them, what did you do about that? You understand? And then in that, that's when then I attacked him. Papa, we didn't take the mohulu with us how to the chain. Yet, I know what I was sick as a chicken. You know, so it's all about understanding our parents. But let's take a second question just before the closing. Okay, the lady over here with the white hat. Introduce yourself and then raise your question.
Good day, I'm Snakumondlane, well known as Passion Queen.
Okay.
So my question is based on confidence. Confidence. I am confident. I do believe in myself. I value myself more than anything. But there are times where you are going to be discouraged by close people, not just close people, but family. How do you deal with such discouragements? Because I can deal with them like outside, and I don't care being bad complimented by anyone. But if it comes to close people, especially my family, like how do I deal with it?
Maybe let's hear Vovo answering to the very same question. Vovo, as an artist, a lot of people, they always look up to you because you are a funny person, but then we know that there are other people who usually criticize you. How do you deal with criticism, and how do you deal with people that are always trying to discourage you?
And cotton sabin for everyone. I'm here for myself too.
Thank you.
Yes, girl.
That's it.
Uqedile uVovo.
It's a wrap.
I can't fight my picnic for the people that they don't know what they want in future or in the world.
Sanbonani.
Hello.
Kamala Dineo. I'm from Tembisa.
Hi, Dineo.
Now, I hear we speaking about women, and I love that. Here I am looking at women that are being displayed on the TV. Most of our role models are there. And you look at this image that is being displayed on TV by women. They are not fully dressed. They are not dressed. And we as youth, we want to be like that. And hence the judgment that we get. Here I am wearing a crop top, knowing very well that my body is not structured for that, should I say, rather. And then, because your role model is dressed like that, you want to look like that and act like that, spit what they spit, say what they say, and dress like they do. And then, are we now saying that is it okay to look fully upon your mentors because of how they look? Or we should just listen to what they say?
You know, I think I'm just about to answer it the way Osis Nestor answered it, because you see me right now. Do you should I stand up and do you see me? There are times when I MC or I perform, sweetheart, you see me, I'm here because of, it depends. And it depends on the type of music you're doing. I mean, I'm not going to be standing there singing gospel and bum shorts, you know? And then I'm definitely going to be standing there dancing with the skit, you know?
Yeah.
So it also depends on that. Know your brand. What are you selling to the people? What is your brand? I think she's still wanting to. She wanted to
She will comment after
see other brands, something. So as much as, I mean, we go out, we go to parties, right? When we go out at night, compared to when we go out during the day, we don't dress the same. So I guess that's the king knowledge that we know about. You see these kids here, if they can go out tonight, they will not be dressed like this. They will be dressed, you know why they do it? Because they know, but we cannot be walking around on the street walking like this. But that's why even when we would go out, you carry extra clothes. Or good see, unless if I'm being picked up from the yard straight to where I'm going and then coming back. But because at this age you don't even have a car, mine live like this, and then I see Facebook, I'm like, I'm sorry. No, I don't have a problem, but I need to know. Tell me first. And do you understand? Because I on top of everything, we're living in a dangerous world.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've come to the end of the show. And yes, it's been beautiful. We've learned a lot. Now, one thing that I'm taking away with is authenticity.
Yes.
Authenticity, because you have what it takes to be whatever you want to be in the world. That we talk to the old and the youngest today. So hoping you guys are going to be joining us on the second session, because right now I really need to sip some water because my cleavage is bora mari intakiri. Please, after the break, we are back.
Welcome back, Babukele Nakhaya. Siyanimukela futhi kwi-Sisters in Arts. And of course, before a break, sikhulume nge-authenticity. And right now, sisazokhuluma futhi nangokunye, and we saw our youth engaging. There was a very heated questions here. Ashiye usiswe cleavage. We understand. And so. But again, you know, Eva Njabli right now. The ladies, we've had a change of panel. You understand? Flavor, but you know what I love about this panel? It's the panel that we've had before. But yes, it's none my challenges lower and lower. And then go, please. You know, when they research and when it's tell them advice.
And
we understand.
For those that are watching at home and they're still new on the show, these are artists. They are us practitioners, so they really know exactly what we are talking about. And not to say that the previous ladies, they didn't know what they were talking about. I mean, those are professionals in the motivational speaking. You know, they are authors and they've got this big professional titles. But right now, we really want to talk about the solutions and based those solutions on the problems that we discussed before. And I know last time we had this big chat. You remember? That is so true. But then before that, I know that you're wondering, who are these beautiful ladies sitting next to us? So right here, Kinalin Tunja and Tunja a musician, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Mara, so much way. No. Because the resemblance
It's too strong.
It's too strong, right?
Alright.
Yeah, well, she is a musician in our industry. And then we also have Makoshi. And she's this, but wait again. You can't like a DJ, you're queenie. And I'm like, princess, Marcana, go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to the show, my love.
Thanks for having me again.
And then we also have Kutrano, Kirabona, Madonna, Fanda. Madonna lady. She is a filmmaker and also producer. So, ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
And you're feeling so good that you're back again, right?
Yeah.
That's how much we love you. And people thought, hey, bring them back. We want them. Yeah, next time. They said they want you and you decided to stay at home. But so, ladies, you know what? Earlier on, we're talking about, women being in business, especially in our sector.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, what is it, a bad thing or a good thing? And a lot of ladies, they said, no, it is a good thing. And I know majority of you guys, you are owning what you are doing.
Yeah.
But then just to talk to the young people that are actually joining us here, on the platform, and just to tell them, is it nice? Because remember, we spoke about, is it good to be in business? But right about now, we want to know, right? Is it nice to be in business, especially say in the arts? Is it nice? Are you guys enjoying that?
We're enjoying the ride.
Are you guys convinced? Are you really convinced? I am convinced at all. I'm not convinced at all. Even Mikey Waka Waka convinced. So I'm convinced.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
When there's difficulties, those difficulties, they are build awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's obvious it's not going to be a smooth ride.
Yeah.
If you like, if you want something, what is it that you want? Like you were talking about the confidence.
Yeah.
Or not. Like growing up, I grew up in a home whereby my mom didn't believe in my dream. They didn't believe good. She knew I could sing because then telling since I was very young. I'm shy. I'm shy.
Yeah.
Voice
Yeah.
Mama is your pastor at your back and the Kidulako Springs. We have to take a train. Rokita got training, Rail Park Station.
Yeah.
Nyahamba, I'm 8 years old.
Wow.
Take that train. So if into you want to pay enough, but you must respect Bazal Bakot.
Yeah.
Respect Abazali and the Bazo Wangela if now Uzangela when
Yeah.
So follow a passion, you know what you want in life. Who's on Zagala babe? She'll come around.
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking about passion, Usisoma 1s and 2s. I just want to ask you, Uguti, how do you capitalize on your passion as a woman in this industry?
How do I capitalize?
Yes.
Nyabayuza. You listen, you know you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You need to know it. Don't allow people to tell you.
Yeah.
You need to know within yourself, okay, there's certain things I can do.
Yeah.
And there's certain things I need assistance with. So
Yeah.
you need to be honest with, okay, I know I'm cute.
Okay.
I know it. So I'm gonna look good.
All right.
Go on that stage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Guti, maybe for example, you can dance. And while you're busy with maybe your DJing, you need to be confident in what you do. So how I capitalize, I know what I'm good at, and I use it when I'm on stage. When I'm interacting with people, I use it. I know I can
All right,
speak,
so just to interject.
Yeah.
For someone who might be listening at home or in the audience, I know I'm beautiful. Does it mean I can use my body? You know that other part of your body? As a woman. The other one. So now, please be clear. Please be clear when you're talking about you use them.
No. Obviously, you need to respect yourself as a person in order for other people to respect you.
Yeah.
That's very important. But the point I'm trying to make is that you need to know what you're good at.
Yeah.
In terms of art. Let's speak about art. Let's not speak about anything other than art.
Yeah.
Within your art, you know what you're good at, what you need assistance with. If you feel like you need assistance with makeup, for example, you'll speak to a makeup artist and have them assist you with certain things. But when you're in the public eye, it's important to recognize authenticity, uniqueness, what you're good at.
Exactly.
I know that when I'm on the decks and I DJ, sometimes I sing, on the decks. It makes me different. It makes me
You know, speaking about that, I really want Makoshi to stand up right now. Yeah, please stand up because I want to make an example. I want to make an example with what you're talking about, like knowing that you've got assets. And I talk about assets, I'm talking about the beauty, the body, and all that, and knowing exactly how to dress up for that. Now, do you see this net that she's wearing, especially young people? I mean, another person could have worn this with a thong, all right, and just a bra, and come here. Why did you decide to put all this mingil music around Umam Fundizi?
Either way, it doesn't matter what I have.
Thank you. Yeah. You see, she's looking beautiful. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I really appreciate this because it's all about knowing what you got.
Yeah.
And at the same time, please do not take advantage of what you have in a negative way. Because sometimes you could be having this beautiful body, but then it's not good for you to wear this tights because on a lady said you like it.
You know, it's unfair for us to want a certain person to look a certain type of way. It's twofold. It's unfair for us to paint somebody and say, if you're a gospel singer, you can't wear a tight jumpsuit. Or you can't wear a skirt. It's unfair for us to label each other in societies. If you are poor, you need to dress like this. If you're rich, you need to have Louis Vuitton. Why are you poor, Mara Utogi Louis Vuitton? Like, I feel like it's twofold. It has pros and cons. But when it comes to entertainment, I guess when you're speaking for yourself and this is a brand that you hold, there needs to be some synchronicity. It must synchronize with who you are and what you're trying to sell. Because also don't forget, when you're an artist, you're selling something. I'm selling my voice, I'm selling my talent, I'm selling my aura, my space, you know? So the way what you're selling needs to speak to how you behave.
But also, we also need to be careful and maybe just before you say something, because I really want to hear your opinion as a young person. We sometimes come on stage and I always say when I don't have makeup, I don't have that confidence. But am I selling my makeup? Am I selling this mud? Or am I selling my talent? Because that's one thing that we not need to confuse ourselves with. Because you are here to sell your voice, then sell your voice, don't sell sex. Because otherwise when you sell sex, you are confusing people. But let me hear from one of our young people here. How do you feel about one person talking about God, but there she is, hey, wearing the tongue, that's on God, hallelujah, Sunday.
Hi everyone. My name is Maria Meya. Firstly, I'd just like to state that everyone has there's different opinions, different perspectives. From Nale side, I just want to say, like, if you are going to sing gospel, I think, well, if you're going to sing gospel, I think represent yourself. Like, I want to be specific with the dressing. Yes, God is within, but then obviously I'm not going to go to church. Maybe I'll say maybe I'm judging, but I think it goes with men. I need to dress in a certain way. When I go to a club, so you understand. So like for Nane, if someone is going to sing gospel and you dress the dong, the ing, I'll be like, but then no, you know, I feel like that's for a club.
Let me challenge you. Do you allow me to challenge her? As a young person, because they always challenge us. Now let's go back to the Genesis. Adam only Eva. How about can I go gardening? But I'm
true. That's
all right. I just want to say, you know, now, but then Nzoyisa kukutlwano this question. So now when we say, if you're singing gospel, well, like this, is there a certain way of life and of doing things? And for an example, Uguti, doesn't that also is vumele lento ukuthi iva muhle? So ngoba muhle hayi uyaphuza. Masuqoqa uthi awuphuzi uso. Hayi i-type yakho.
Thank you.
You understand ukuthi what we allowing in believing in some certain things ukuthi ha ubukala ngale type A.
Yeah.
Injani kanti what is the certain way of life? What is the right way? Does anyone have that? Ukuthi ngoba ucula gospel kushuthi vala konke.
And where is it written, by the way?
What is the right way? You understand? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You remember the last time when we had a show Nestam said something, hore. When you're performing on stage, there is a certain look that we put on when. But when you go out there, you cannot put the same clothes we haparang when you're performing. Okay, I understand, hore, Kimang, the one that you just said, the gospel artist, Kedu Kumalo, was singing wearing that. But I believe, hore, it doesn't matter what you are wearing. Agiri and she was preaching the message, and the message was the gospel song. Elong hore, she was speaking to people who were there at that time. So rona batho ba eleng hore we were not there. Ke rona ba eleng hore ra judge, and we don't know hore maybe there was a person o eleng hore o mo lebeletse and yena she spoke to that person. I understand. So mina, because I'm a Christian, I'm a believer in God and I love God. But I cannot judge a person by how yena appearing ka teng. It is all up to a person. If you want to appear the way you batang, it's your choice. Understand? You must just learn to keep our opinions to ourselves.
Well, and Tusha wants to add to that.
Before
we can go to the audience for one question again. Okay, that's so tall.
It's Zula's translate.
Okay.
And to add on that, like as an artist myself, I'm growing. You know, Ntunja, which is the artist, you know, Amanda at home. But the minute I step on stage, I'm barefooted, I wear my regalia, I immediately switch.
Well, switch.
I don't want to like just switch. Like, you buy extrovert, performance time. Like, I give my all. But I'm home on stage. I'm a total different person. Because to me, stage, that's why I express myself. If I'm angry or whatever I've been going through that certain week or that certain day, they keep her up. And by me singing, maybe I'm touching when. Maybe I'm touching Usisi Lapayan. I sing for a purpose. I don't sing to entertain only. I sing to heal. I sing to empower. And I also sing to entertain. So, mele sikwazi ukuhlukanisa between the craft and the person. If you are going to ukuhlukanisa lapho, you're going to get it right. Because the minute you phuma ngothi umuntu nje, uzohamba na nizothuka because nginokwenza into eyifana. Nokwenza into eyifana, but that doesn't define who I am. Untunja and separate my art from my personal life.
When the artist, enters the stage, there's a certain spirit that they always say comes upon them. There's what we call telepathy, right? And a lot of young people, they don't know about that. But they just wonder, and they always say, when I get on stage, whenever I see people, there's this thing that comes on me. And then I tend to behave in a certain way. And we really need to educate our young people about such things. And I'm very glad that on the platform, these women are saying are spiritual women. Because we don't understand as young people. But just before that, I want to give one of the ladies on the platform just an opportunity to talk about the nakedness and God, or nakedness versus God.
Good day, everybody.
Hi.
My name is Mangele, but I prefer people calling me Mango. So, you know what my opinion about this, I'm going to have a question after I say what I say. My opinion about this is that spirituality is such an individual thing that it's going to be very hard for us to try and understand what the other person is going through in their journey with God and in their spirituality. We can say God right now, and some stations will bleep God, you know, and you can see a lot of the times in the media, you can say the F word, but you can't say God. So you can tell what is being fought against. You can say any other word. You can literally say the devil, but you can't say God. You can see what is being fought against. So that's why I'm saying spirituality is a very individual journey, and it depends how deeply you want to go in your spirituality. And God is the biggest artist out there, guys. Without him, there is nothing else. That's the biggest artist I've come across in life. So, another thing, we play different roles as a human being. As Usmangele is sitting over here, that's the name my parents gave me. But that's why I say I prefer people calling me Mango, because that's a persona I've created for myself. And whatever it is that I give to the people, therefore that's what I want to be known as. It's not a mistake that Kelly Kumalo is standing on that stage wearing whatever she's wearing and singing a gospel song. She consciously made that decision to go out there and do it. However, we may want to interpret it in our own individual spaces. It's going to be something else. So the question is, what do you want as an individual in this individual journey? What do we all want? What do we all want in the arts? What do we all want in sisterhood? What do we all want in God? You know, I don't think there's a question there, but yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. You know, Morgan, last time we had a very interesting guest, Sasisonke Utiwe, who was online. Utiwe wati, ungenathi wena. Ungenathi ukuthi ngicule gospel and then ngifake ibody what wena ungenathi.
Ungenathi. But you know what I always say, it goes back to yourself.
Yeah.
You're the only person who knows the truth. All right? And you can know God, you can be the spiritual person, but you're the only person who knows when whatever you're doing is right or wrong. You read the Bible, God speaks to you alone. And when you go out there and you want to confuse people, you will know that you're confusing people. And when you know that you are out there because what you're doing is a ministry, because it's a purpose that you're living for, you know that you are leading people in the right direction. How do we make sure that we advise our young people to be able to differentiate between these kinds of spirit? Because if you are born with a skill, if you're born with a gift, you can't run away from that kind of a spirit that really takes you somewhere to lead people in the right direction. But at some point, you might find yourself leading people in the wrong direction. Yes. Karabo?
Kutlwana?
Okay, now what I can say, if you want the quick, then the Illuminati thing is an easy way out. But if you want to learn, because there is a process of learning everything, and the thing of learning it because maybe let's say you want to run a business. How can you run a business and make it up there? You understand? You need to learn so that you can build yourself, and you will be able to grow yourself. You'll be able to grow, and then teach. So if you want an easy way out, you go for the Illuminatis, and if you're a hard worker, you can go on your own way and keep praying and believing in God for He will make a way for you.
Beautiful.
You know,
to add on that,
Speak a bit louder so that we can hear
like you. Like was saying, you know, as a person, energy never lies.
Yeah.
If there's a bad spirit, your body reacts in a certain way. You know,
yeah.
We know it.
Yeah.
But so I can like Mrs. Mahosh is saying, there's no easy way out. But the meaning thing was umkhuleko unamandla. Yeah. Protector imimoya ikhona. Ikhona imimoya ehluka and engekho right. So if uhlala emkhulekweni, you'll be protected from a whole lot of things. I need to Illuminati, I need to call, but my khuleka zovikeleke into.
But I want to add something.
Yes.
I want to add something though that I think people don't realize. In the entertainment industry, too many people are hungry.
Yeah.
So, in the entertainment industry, they seek power from different places and bad places. So, I want to encourage people who want to go into the entertainment industry in particular to protect yourself, ground yourself. If you believe in God, you must start praying. Because when you walk in there, when you enter that space, you can feel, hey, something's not right. Yeah. You know, something's not. And when your intentions are pure, I just want a DJ. I don't have time for your sangomas or your Illuminati or your. I'm not here for that.
Yeah.
We can have that discussion in a different place. But here, I'm here to DJ, play music, have a great time, perform.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like when you want to go into the entertainment industry, prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can succeed.
Wow.
Yeah. I just want to add this. It's also something, before Illuminati, before whatever, there's a man above. Before any skill, talent, there's a man above. Illuminati is not somebody, it's not a place. It's the place in you, it's the spirit you choose. You understand? I like what Umango on our audience said. There's an artist engaphezu kwathi sonke. Illuminati ivila kusindawo or somebody. It's that space oyi-allowayo la ngaphakathi kuwe. Whether uyayithatha, you move with it, or you decline it and say, I move with the spirit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think the second round was so like
it's short and it's
But one other thing that I really would like to add, especially to our young people that are sitting here, you need to choose your friends. Because even if you enter into this industry, it's very important that you choose your friends. Your celebrity friends that you're always running after because they are famous. They could be having different spirits. And here you are with your pure spirits. And really God has purpose for you to lead the nations. And the next thing you go for the wrong crowd. So you got to be careful. So ladies and gents, this is the end of the show. But yes, it is not the end of the world because we are still going to come back for more. How Queen Media can repeat But yes, and ladies, it's been lovely having you on the studio. Again, I mean, you're always educating us on these things.
And remember, bafowethu emakhaya nani lapho ku-audience ukushare i-Queendom Media ku-Facebook page with your friends and families. Bebone nabo i-topic because you know what, I've learned a lot today. You understand? With each and everybody ufunda something. But kubalulekile ukuthi we must not keep this to us. Share nawe ekhaya lapho. Make sure that you take it. You understand? Phambili Queendom Media lapho Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, share.
Exactly. And we're always breaking the norm. So from myself, Ivan Teso,
then ukazini kapheltose.
And we are saying from the Queendom House, bye-bye, and please stay safe and stay blessed. Bye.